renovation right now. The bus is kind of a disaster, but I have a very, very exciting announcement to make.
Kaylee's starting a channel!
Woo!
So I'm super excited for this.
I'm very excited for this. And this is something that I've been thinking about doing for a really long time, but I don't know, something came over me and I was like, all right, now is the time.
I'm doing it!
I'm doing it!
So when this video goes live, her first video is gonna be out.
Yes.
So we'll like link it everywhere, it'll be in the description, and it'll be...
Go check it out. I don't even know what my YouTube name is yet. You guys do now, but I don't know how the editing process is gonna go.
I'm giving her a little lesson tonight.
You guys will see how it is and what's come about of it.
But we're stopping to do some work on the bus. And we're going to be
putting in a new chair.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. All right, so here's the deal. Here's where the chair is going. It's going right here.
Right next to the passenger seat.
Now,
the driver's seat.
To make this even more exciting, what's right underneath where we're going to be drilling these holes is...
the transmission!
The transmission! We have like a couple inches of clearance between the transmission and where the bolts need to go. So knowing our experience with drilling holes in the floor, for those of you that have been on our live stream, we just are so bad at avoiding the things we're supposed to avoid. So let's see if we can get it right this time.
So while we're putting in our new chair today, we're gonna be dropping some knowledge for you guys about how to renovate a vehicle into a tiny home.
And we're gonna explain it in 2 minutes.
2 minutes. While we're starting our renovation process again, it's kind of it brought back some old memories and some old feelings and emotions that we had when we first started.
And just being so lost.
And just being so lost in what we're doing and how we're gonna do it. So
we're hoping we can like jumpstart for those of you out there that we're
debating on doing it or inspired to do it.
Or want to do it and planning on doing it. We're hoping we can jumpstart all the stuff that we learned. And while we install this chair, we're gonna talk about it.
So let's get to
go.
it.
So step one, the first thing you're going to want to figure out is how long do you want to travel for? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? Is it a year? Is it as long as you possibly can? All those things are going to go into what vehicle you're going to want to buy.
So tip number 2 kind of plays off the first tip, which would be to figure out what amenities that you would need to essentially be happy and comfortable. So if you want to have a shower or a bathroom or toilet or refrigerator or big bed, once you decide which one of those or how many of those that you want, then that can really kind of give you a better idea of which vehicle and how big of a vehicle that you would want.
All right, now here's what we need to do.
Okay, what do we need to do?
We need to go underneath the bus and make sure that we're not going to hit the transmission. Make sure there's no beams in the freaking way. Oh, this is going to be so tricky.
Tape measure.
Thank you. And while I'm under here, the third thing that you need to figure out, it's super important to know what your budget is. Your budget is going to influence what vehicle you can buy and how long you travel for. So make sure you have a definite, not like a vague amount, make sure you have a definite amount of what your budget is for your van life. So we want it 4 inches from the stairwell.
Hey, come here real quick. You have so many leaves in your hair. So before we take this very risky move and drill some holes into our bus, question number 4. So question number 4 is, what are your abilities when it comes to construction, plumbing, electrical? If your abilities aren't the best, or if the abilities aren't even there, don't let that discourage you, because that is exactly where we were. We had no idea what we were doing when we started. But when you don't know what you're doing, it is going to be a lot more time consuming. So keep that in mind when thinking about doing a build, what you want to install in your van, how much time it's going to take to learn how to do all of the things necessary to build it out. Win it.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Is it? Nice. So after you've answered all those questions, those 4 questions, you'll have a really good idea of what vehicle is right for you and what amenities you need. And I'm gonna tell you right now, do yourself a favor and really think through those questions, and don't base the decision of the vehicle that you wanna buy, the type of vehicle that you wanna buy, based off of Instagram photo. Don't get an idea in your head. Think about it practically, because when you're traveling, practicality is going to be so much more important than how you look doing it.
So once you've figured out which vehicle that you're going to purchase, the best, I guess, specific recommendation we can give you is to use YouTube as a resource. YouTube is what we use to figure out how to do our entire builds, and there is so much incredible information on there for all types of builds. And a quick little shout out to our homeboy, Nate Murphy. That's the guy that we based our builds off of. He has an ebook that we bought and used, and it was incredibly informational, so we'll link all his information below.
What are you doing?
You're making me go under the bus.
You'll be alright.
Dude, I don't want to do this. It's scary as hell under there.
You'll be alright.
Okay.
Alright, we're gonna do the one closest to your feet first. Through?
I think so. Sweet fart. You're gonna have to get under there. I'll push it in.
So as you're doing your research, make sure you're working on blueprints. You really want to do 3 blueprints. One for the layout, where everything's gonna go, from your chairs to your bed to your refrigerator to your couch. Have a layout of where every single inch of space is gonna be used. Then you want to do another blueprint for your electrical, if you're gonna put an electrical system in, where the battery's gonna go, where the wires are gonna run, where all the lights are gonna be, where the inverter's gonna be, where your outlet's gonna be. And the third blueprint you wanna do is your plumbing. And that's really only if you're gonna do plumbing. So being organized with how things are gonna be built and constructed will make your conversion process way easier.
Now I have a question for you guys. Can your chair do this? So the last and final tip is, if you get to the point where you're really screwing up with your builds, do not hesitate to ask for help. There are so many good resources out there online. One that we used, especially if you're building a bus, short or big, is schooly.net. And if you're building a van, it's cheaprvliving.com. So either one of those, check them out. There are tons and tons of people that are willing to answer any question that you have.
Do you guys see this new chair?
Woo, woo.
This thing is a game changer. Oh, that took a lot longer to install than we thought too.
We're having potties in this bus now.
Kaylee was like, "Oh, this chair is only gonna take like
5 minutes to install.
5 minutes to install. Then what are we gonna do for the rest of the day?" Now it's freaking 8 o'clock and we began at noon.
Still gotta eat dinner. I'm ready to go eat.
Kaylee's ready to munch. I'm ready to eat. Go check out Kaylee's channel. I'm super, super excited for her. She's super pumped.
Whoop, whoop. I think this is where we're gonna wrap it up. If any of you guys have any desire to build out a van or a bus or any type of vehicle, I hope this was helpful for you. That's all we got.
All right, guys, time for me to go shower. We'll see you next time.
Peace.